So these are for an in-home kind of kitchen sort of place, a light duty, you know, you can do 4 or 5 bags on this thing and it will work just fine, but you don't want to run 40, 50 bags through it. It's just not designed for that kind of work. Now it does have an accessory port that you can hook up to jars or canisters. In fact, the machine does come with 2 little canisters. They have a valve in here and a little, just a thumb kind of opening on it so you can evacuate and devac them. And it has its own hose. And on this setting, you plug the hose into your vacuum port, and then you push the automatic button to start the pump. And then this device will go over the top of your canister. And you just hold it in place until the machine notices that it has a full vacuum inside the canister, and then it will shut itself off. Remove that hose, and then you have a vacuum pack canister. The bigger ones just take a little bit longer. Same thing is true. Push the automatic button, and once it starts to evacuate, you can pretty well let go of all the attachments, and then you can evacuate a canister. And the nice thing about canisters is they're good for cookies, crackers, cereals, chips, nuts. You can use them for lettuce. And when you want to open these canisters, you need to release the vacuum by just pressing the button back, and then you can take the lid off, and away you go. Now you can also extend this same device to your jar sealer. So if this isn't the first vacuum packer you've ever had, you may have a jar sealer around. So when you want to evacuate a jar, we recommend that you use a jar lid that has a red rubber seal on here, and most of them do these days, so it really isn't too hard to find them at your grocery stores. The jar sealers all have a band on the outside, or that grabs onto the outside of the jar. So in this case, you put the jar sealer on top of the jar, press the automatic button. Once the pump starts, the machine is going to wait till it creates a vacuum to turn off. So place your suction device over the top of the jar sealer. That will create a vacuum on the inside of the jar and on the top of the jar. Once the machine shuts off, then you can remove the jar sealer and you'll have a vacuum packed jar.